Christmas is right around the corner. Time to get those presents wrapped, and it's time to make some gift tags. So that's what we're going to be working on today, guys. Easy, simple stuff. Let's do this. I have an inexpensive Gravy watercolor set, well used because I really like the selection of these colors. Let me show you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing Christmas lights, a blue tree, another tree, and a tree that's got some green on it. These are ones I've done, but we're going to create some new ones that are like these. We're just going to start off by drawing some lines, squiggly lines across your paper. This is just a watercolor paper that I have. It's been cut into a little design. You can just use a square piece of paper if you want. Just some squiggles across like these. That's just the line that your lights are on. You can make it squiggle any way you want. Now, you know how the lights, the little bulbs are attached to like a little green thing that attaches to the line? We're going to draw 3 tiny little lines and simulate those little tiny boxes. I don't know if there's little fuse boxes or what, but that's what we're going to do. 3 little lines, and this is where your bulbs are going to be. So space them out a little bit. Just go all through these and put 3 little lines in each one. Just kind of space them out appropriately. Once we're done with all these, we're going to start painting the bulbs. We're going to kind of put the bulbs on the edges of those 3 lines. Make sure you spray your paints really good. Wet them all down. Grab your tiny brush and let's get started, guys. It's a tiny little tip, isn't it? Pick a color. The color choices are yours. Get it on the tip of the brush. Might have to knock a little off. And you're going to paint like a light bulb would look. These are not very big. Make sure to leave a little tip on the end of these. Think of how your Christmas lights that you've got hanging outside look. It's the same thing. Randomly spread that color out. You really don't want to have 2 colors next to each other, right? Well, you might do that, I guess, if you've got to replace bulbs and you use what you have, right? These are just cute and whimsy. There's not a lot to this. But I'm sure the people who get your presents will appreciate it. You don't have to spend a lot of time with this. You can take a big sheet of watercolor paper and cut it into pieces if you want. Cut it into squares, rectangles, oblong. And if you have a paper hole punch, just punch a hole in the tip of it. And then when you want to put their names on it, who it's to and who it's from, you just flip that card over and put it on the back side. So randomly pick colors and make your light bulbs. Be sure to dry that brush pretty good. It's when those water drops that stay on your brush, on the wood part or the metal part, those you got to get off because those will mess you up more than anything when those big drips drop off. Here I'm just adding yellow. Makes it pop a little. I don't know about you guys, but I still have so much to do for Christmas. I've got presents to wrap. I haven't wrapped anything yet. I usually create snowman presents for my grandsons. That's where you take 3 different size boxes, stack them up, and put a gift inside each one. And then you stack the boxes up one on top of the other, add a hat, add some eyes, a nose. They look just like snowmen. A lot of times I use regular wrapping paper and I turn it inside out and I get the white part on the outside. I did it one year for them when they were teeny tiny, and now it's become a tradition. They love their snowman presents. You can mix these colors up if you want. You can have 10 different colors in this, or you could just use one color. If you know somebody that likes like pink and blue, you could just do every other one pink and blue. That would look cute, wouldn't it? There's one I missed. And another. I'll just add another right here. This is a different shade of blue. This is a darker blue that I'm using right now. Do you guys hang lights outside? I finally got some lights on my house outside. I was a little late getting everything up this year. Okay, we gotta let that dry now. And after it's all dry, then we're gonna add, like the inside of the light bulbs, we're just gonna take that micron marker, micron ink pen, and we're just gonna take and put little V flicks that simulate the inside of that light bulb. And you can do it on each one. It just gives it a little extra detail. Just go around to each one. Sometimes I mess up and I put my V upside down. I gotta work on that. See, upside down ones I have problems with. almost done. We're going to go on to some other ones, some Christmas trees. After this, we might do one more of these. Just a little different style one. We'll see. All right, we're going to start another one, just a little different. We're going to spread it out a little more and make bigger lights. So just take your paper, your pen, make 4 lines on it instead of like 6 or 8. Make your 3 little marks. That's where your bulbs are going to hang. Sorry if my throat sounds weird, my voice. Yeah, I've had a little cold. 'Tis the season. It's always November that I get stuff in. I'm on my journey now to get healthy. I'm going to start taking some supplements, I think. Alright, I'm going to wet my paints again. Get my tiny paintbrush out again. Wet it and get all those drips off. Pick a color. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to make the bulbs, the light bulbs, a little bigger. And not quite so many. Be sure to draw them with a little fine tip on the end, a little point. When they're bigger, that'll show up better, I think. Since there's not as many bulbs hanging, you could probably pick different colors still, but I would use fewer colors. You can do these pretty darn fast. Once you get the hang of the little S thing to make the bulbs, these go quick. Okay, while these dry, because these colors are still wet on the big one, I'm going to scoot them up here And I'll come back and I'll make those little, light things in the inside of them in a bit. All right. Okay, let's get started on a Christmas tree. I've decided to go ahead and use this water brush. Very easy to use. Make sure your tip is clean. Squeeze out some water on a paper towel and see if there's any color. Just keep squeezing if there's color. All right, we're going to draw our tree with the water just like this. We're going to wind up at the bottom with a long mark. Make sure you save room for your Christmas tree star. So about 1/4 of the way from the top, start with a downward motion, squeeze a little water, keep squeezing very gently, and just go back and forth, getting bigger each time you go down. Come around and then swing down like that's the trunk. All right, so every place you put that water, and you can move that water around a little bit with your brush. Just scoot it. Don't go outside of where you put the water though. See how you got those lines? Wait till you see what happens when we drop the paint in that water. Okay, now pick up your fine little brush. Figure out what color you want to use. If you need to squirt your water down, your paints down, not your water. If you need to squirt your paints down, do it now. I'm going to use blue, and I'm just going to very gently dab it in that water, and look how that carries. Grab a little more where you want it to be darker, and don't go outside that line, just dot it in. Stay very careful when you do this. I love how that water just moves the paint. For this tree, my blue tree, I'm going to probably add a different shade of blue also. All right, let's move it up top and make way. We're going to do another tree just like this, but we're going to make it in 2 different colors. All right, my card feels like it's curving a little bit, so I'm just going to take it and flex it a little bit, straighten it out a little bit so that my colors run correctly. There we go. All right, we're going to do the same exact thing. Squeeze out some water, make sure there's no color there. You want just water. Bring the tip down with a little water, just squeeze out a bit, and do the same thing you did on your other one. Just draw those S curves, one slightly bigger than the other as you come down. And don't forget to bring down the bottom part. There you go. Be careful where you do what you do with your water. It's easy to go outside of that watermark. Your first line is always going to be your best. All right, what color shall we pick this time? I'm going to go with pink. You could go with a traditional green tree if you want. These are just my, contemporary cards. Drop some pink in there. See how I kind of went outside of my waterline right there and it kind of made it bumpy up there? Isn't this fun? I love doing this. I'm kind of leaving some space in there for that second color. So rinse your brush good. You might have to spray your paints again. I'm going to go with yellow. When I combine the yellow with pink, you kind of get an orangey tone. So I'm just going to go along it and drop it in at different intervals. I don't want to turn it yellow. I want to leave the majority of this pink, but I want to add a little pizzazz. So just dot some in there. Just play with it. Make it look how like how you want it. Well, my card doesn't quite look right, so I'm going to flex it again, straighten it out. We're going to go use the other side. We're going to do those S curves, squeeze out a little water as you go, and make those S curves. Just sweep that water, one side to the other. Bigger as you come down. Now make your tree trunk. There you go. Use your tip, you can move that water around a little bit. Now pick whatever color green you want. Do the same thing. Get those water drops off there though. Add some green. This one's more of a blue green, but I'm going to come back in with other greens. All right, I think you've probably got the hang of this. So I'm going to speed this Christmas tree up and we're going to get on to the next one. Okay, let's speed this one up too. You can watch it and you know what to do, and you can come back and do along with me if you want. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up though. Now that these have dried, I'm just adding those inner little V marks on the inside. They look like the little wires that are on them. On the back, you can just write your to and your from. Put their names on, tie them on with some twine, or you could tape the card to the present and you're all set. One thing I forgot to do was to add the stars to the trees. So I came back, I added some gold stars to the top of the trees. On the blue tree, I added some red bulbs. Just looks kind of cute and makes it kind of different. But I like how they turned out, and I think the people that I'm giving my gifts to will enjoy them a little bit. Just something different, something fun to do. Hope you guys have a nice day. Please come back and watch some more videos. Bye.